The apostles learned from Jesus about the kingdom of heaven, and Jesus learned much from them about the kingdom of men and of human nature. These 12 men represented many different types of human temperament, and they had not been made alike by schooling. As a group, they were neither completely ignorant nor unlearned. All of them, with the exception of the twins Alphaeus, were graduates of the synagogue schools and were well versed in the Hebrew scriptures and much of the contemporary knowledge of the time. There were no better Jewish schools in all of Galilee than the Capernaum synagogue schools, from which 7 of the disciples had graduated. The fact that only one of Jesus' apostles deserted him, despite the fact that he repeatedly dashed their hopes and destroyed their aspirations for personal exaltation, is an elegant testament to the charm and righteousness of his earthly life. The apostles' respective parents raised them in the Jewish faith. Like all children, the lessons were set firmly, like concrete. They loved their faith and stayed true to it. They knew of one God, the strength of the prophets, the importance of offering sacrifices like Moses did, and the cherished promise of a Messiah. Jesus was a challenge. He offered a building block for all the world. The apostles laid this block on a Jewish wall. As humans, we often do the same, which is why there are so many houses of God. The question is, what did Jesus teach that would appeal and unite all people to one faith? The Jews could not give up the dream of a conquering leader. The apostles were looking for positions in the new government, or kingdom, as late as the Last Supper, where they grabbed seats that were based on position and how close they were to the seat of honor. Through every disappointment and counter lesson, this remained a motive for being an apostle. But an overriding motive grew stronger. They grew to love Jesus as a friend, as someone to emulate, as one who loved them, and as the Son of God. As Matthew once said and well encapsulated, the more you understand some people, the less you admire them. But of this man, even the less I comprehend him, the more I love him. The crucifixion ended their dream of a military conquest. And seeing Jesus in his resurrected form put things in a more spiritual light. In less than a month after the bestowal of the Spirit of truth at Pentecost, the apostles made more individual spiritual progress than during their almost 4 years of personal and loving association with the Master. The substitution of their message regarding the resurrection of Jesus for the saving gospel of sonship with God did not hinder the rapid spread of their teachings. On the contrary, this eclipse of Jesus' message by the new teachings about his person and resurrection appeared to greatly facilitate their preaching of the good news.